When it comes to Dubai's sheikhs, everything goes to extremes. Just look at Zabil Palace, the royal home of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, with a dome so massive it needed spacecraft-grade reinforcement just to stay standing. And that ambition doesn't stop at the palace walls. A short drive away, Emirates Towers hides a top floor that doesn't appear on any public blueprint, a private command center where Dubai is run in real time. Yet the same ruler still returns to Alshandaga, a century-old coral stone home built long before the city ever had electricity, preserved exactly as it was. In this video, we're breaking down the Sheikh of Dubai's $900 million palaces and power residences and the engineering secrets behind them. So the real question becomes, what kind of ruler builds on this scale, and what exactly is hidden inside these places? Let's dive in. The Impossible Palace, Zabil. Stand at the edge of Zabil Park in central Dubai and look north. Rising above the trees is Zabeel Palace, a $900 million landmark so large it covers 2.3 million square feet. That is 50 football fields of architecture contained within a single royal residence. The first thing that draws your eye is the main dome. It spans 230 feet across, reinforced with steel and carbon fiber to withstand Gulf sandstorms that rival hurricane-force winds. A stone dome of this size would collapse under its own weight, which is why engineers built an internal composite structure. The dome's surface is finished in 24-karat gold leaf, reflecting the desert sun in a way that makes the entire structure glow. Move closer to the facade, and the materials tell their own story. Indian sandstone forms the foundation because it holds its strength in extreme heat. Italian Carrara marble shapes the columns because it can tolerate decades of temperature cycling. Egyptian limestone adds the detailed carvings that wrap the walls. Each block was laser-cut, bar-coded, and installed according to a 3D architectural model. More than 2,000 craftsmen spent 6 years fitting the palace together like a monumental puzzle. But the palace is not built on Dubai's infrastructure. It sits on its own. Beneath the gardens lies a private 110 kilovolt substation, its own chilled water cooling network, independent sewage treatment, and a system of private roads leading to secure entry points. Zabil can operate for days without touching the city's grid. It is effectively a standalone micro-city hidden beneath a royal residence. Look up again, and the minarets rising from the corners reveal a second layer of engineering. They look traditional, but each is actually a disguised ventilation tower, inspired by ancient Arabian wind catchers and paired with modern electronic controls. They work with the mechanical HVAC system to stabilize temperatures across more than 300 rooms. Keeping the interior cool through Dubai's 120 degrees Fahrenheit summers costs several $1 million every year. Walk through the entrance and the scale immediately changes again. The main hall stretches upward for 8 stories. Overhead is a 12,000 square foot stained glass ceiling crafted in Venice and installed using skyscraper hydraulic lifts. The marble floor beneath it is inlaid with gold leaf and features thermal joints that allow it to expand subtly during the desert's extreme temperature shifts without cracking. At the center of the palace is the throne room. It measures 180 feet in length with 60-foot ceilings, supported by 40-ton marble columns carved from single blocks. The throne sits on 7 steps, one for each emirate that forms the UAE. Every structural detail here is symbolic, engineered to communicate authority. The palace's quieter side lies in the west wing, where 75 guest suites lead to the Sheikh's private residence. His quarters alone span 45,000 square feet across multiple levels. The windows are made from transparent aluminum oxide, a crystalline material used in military aircraft for its clarity and blast resistance. Even the views here are protected by engineering. Further inside, 12 dining halls offer spaces for gatherings of every scale. The largest seats 500 dignitaries for state events. A smaller, more intimate hall is lined with hand-painted silk murals depicting Dubai's rise from a desert community to a global megacity. Each panel took months to complete. Then the palace descends underground, where its true capabilities become clearer. The first level contains industrial kitchens capable of serving thousands, as well as air and water regulation systems and archival vaults. The second level houses the Security Command Center, with live feeds from 3,000 cameras and living quarters for a 500-member protection force. The third level is completely classified. Engineers who worked on it required security clearance, and no public documentation exists about what lies behind its reinforced doors. Zabil Palace is not simply a residence. It is a controlled environment, a symbol of national identity, and an engineering statement carved directly into the Dubai landscape. It shows exactly how the city approaches ambition, not as a goal, but as a standard that must be exceeded every time. Emirates Towers office. Zabil Palace is where Sheikh Mohammed lives. Emirates Towers is where he rules, and the contrast between the two explains exactly how Dubai works. In the center of Dubai's financial district rise the Emirates Towers, twin structures of steel and glass that have become part of the city's modern identity. The taller tower reaches 1,163 feet and contains the private offices of Dubai's ruling family. At the very top sits Sheikh Mohammed's workspace, a 30,000-square-foot command floor built for one purpose: decision-making at the highest possible speed. The elevator that reaches this level is not listed anywhere. It is not marked, it is not public. To even approach it requires a biometric scan on the ground floor, a secondary keycard checkpoint halfway up the tower, and a final facial recognition gate outside the private lobby. Even members of Dubai's elite cannot step inside without personal clearance. When the elevator doors open, the atmosphere changes instantly. Gone is the marble and gold of Zabil. Here, the space is almost surgical. White walls, clear glass, sharp lines, and nothing to distract from the floor-to-ceiling windows that surround the office with a 360-degree view of the city. From this height, Dubai becomes a map of the ruler's own decisions. The Burj Khalifa rising through the clouds, the Palm Jumeirah cutting into the Gulf, the marina carved out of sand, miles of towers that did not exist a generation ago. At the center of the room sits a single desk carved from African blackwood, 18 feet long, 4 feet wide. No computer, no paperwork, just an embedded digital display streaming live data from across the emirate. Construction progress, airport throughput, traffic flow, hotel occupancy, market activity. Every metric needed to run a city of 3.5 million people updates in real time beneath his fingertips. Behind the desk, an entire wall functions as a communication array. It connects directly to ministries and government offices across the UAE. Meetings are not scheduled. They are initiated instantly. Sheikh Mohammed speaks, and the relevant official appears on screen within seconds. It is the government operating on business timing rather than bureaucracy. Next to the main office is the room where Dubai's future has been shaped for decades. A long glass wall overlooks the city as it stands today. The opposite wall displays a single photograph: Dubai in 1970, a scattering of low buildings, open desert, empty coastline. The contrast is not abstract. It is visual proof of what has been built in half a century. This is the room where some of the most daring projects on Earth were approved: the Burj Khalifa, the Palm Jumeirah, Dubai Marina, the World Islands. Developments that engineers said could not be built and analysts said should not be funded. Sheikh Mohammed greenlit them from this table because this floor is not designed for hesitation. It is designed for vision. Here, ambition is not debated, it is executed. Alshandaga. For all the futuristic ambition of Zabil Palace and the precision of Emirates Towers, there is a third residence that reveals a different side of Sheikh Mohammed, the side rooted in history. It sits in Alshandaga, the district where Dubai's ruling family began generations ago. Alshandaga is not a palace. It is a walled compound built from coral stone and gypsum, the same materials used by Dubai's earliest settlers. The main house was constructed by Sheikh Mohammed's grandfather and has been preserved exactly as it was. Hand-carved wooden doors, traditional courtyards, and wind tower cooling systems that once pulled air through homes long before electricity reached the Gulf. The compound stretches across 12 acres along Dubai Creek, the narrow waterway that turned Dubai into a trading hub long before oil or skyscrapers existed. If Zabil represents the future Dubai is racing toward, Alshandaga represents the past it refuses to abandon. During Ramadan, Sheikh Mohammed spends extended time here, hosting majlis gatherings where citizens sit with him directly, the same way their grandparents did with rulers before him. The architecture is intentionally restrained. Thick walls block heat, small windows reduce glare. Courtyards channel creek breezes to cool the rooms naturally. Every detail serves survival, not display. The shift from Zabil's gold leaf ceilings to Alshandaga's mud brick efficiency is almost jarring. Yet, Sheikh Mohammed moves between the two worlds without hesitation, reviewing mega projects in Emirates Towers by day, then sitting cross-legged on carpets here by night, drinking Arabic coffee and listening to community concerns. The compound includes a private mosque, guest houses for dignitaries, and stables that house his prized Arabian horses. Even the stables reveal a philosophy. In Zabil, the horses live in climate-controlled facilities with therapy pools and advanced veterinary labs. In Alshandaga, the stables are simple shaded structures with water troughs and sand floors. The horses kept here are heritage bloodlines, preserved for tradition rather than sport. Alshandaga serves a purpose larger than nostalgia. Dubai's growth has been so fast that it risks outpacing its own identity. Maintaining this compound, living in it, governing from it, honoring it, signals that modernization does not require erasing heritage. Dubai can build the tallest building on earth and still protect the coral stone home where its rulers once lived. Both stories matter, and Sheikh Mohammed ensures neither is forgotten. The Power Network, royal complexes across Emirates. To understand how Sheikh Mohammed governs, you have to look beyond any single palace. His influence is not anchored to one location. It operates through a network of royal complexes spread across the UAE, each built with a specific strategic purpose. He does not manage an empire from one throne. He manages it from multiple command points positioned across 7 emirates. In Abu Dhabi, he maintains a residence within the presidential compound, placing him steps away from the UAE's federal leadership and President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. This proximity is not ceremonial. The country's most important decisions are coordinated here, and Sheikh Mohammed remains physically close to the center of federal power. Along Fujairah's coastline, he keeps a private beachfront estate used for high-level meetings far from Dubai's constant movement. Foreign leaders who want discretion are hosted here, where the pace slows and security expands in every direction. Further north in Ras Al Khaimah, a mountain residence offers altitude, cooler temperatures, and isolation. It provides a controlled environment for retreats, long-term planning, or recovery during the extreme summer heat. Each location plays a role in a larger system. These are not vacation homes. They are operational nodes in a leadership network designed to keep Sheikh Mohammed connected to every corner of the country. Maintaining them costs well over $100 million per year. Staff, security forces, aviation crews, medical units, and maintenance teams keep each site active around the clock, whether he is present or not. Any location can activate with full functionality in minutes. The security architecture linking these properties is its own engineering achievement. Encrypted communication lines connect every residence to Dubai's command centers. Helicopter landing pads allow rapid movement between emirates. Armored convoys are positioned at each site, ready to move at a moment's notice. The entire system is built so Sheikh Mohammed can be anywhere in the UAE within 90 minutes of deciding to relocate. The real power of this network is not its scale, it is its redundancy. If Zabil Palace became unusable for any reason, governance would not slow down. Operations could shift instantly to Emirates Towers, Alshandaga, Abu Dhabi, or any secondary facility already standing by. It is leadership built with the same principles as Dubai itself. No single point of failure and no moment where the system stops. This is how a nation is managed, when uninterrupted momentum is the priority. At midnight, Zabil Palace glows across Dubai, a reminder that the impossible here is only a starting point. It was never built for luxury, but to prove that deserts, limits, and expectations can all be rewritten. And in a city where vision never sleeps, even a $900 million palace is only the beginning. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.